Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Yang Berbahagia Datuk Timbalan Pesuruhjaya, Saiful Ezral and Arifin to the stage.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa barik sallim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Bahagia Profesor Dr. Ansari Ahmad, Founder President of Malaysia University, Tuan Sheikh Farouk Sheikh Muhammad, CEO of Malaysian Employees Federation, presenting APF President Datuk Dr. Sheikh Usman, President of Malaysian Employees Federation, esteemed guests, distinguished leaders in the private sector, and valued academicians, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning. First and foremost, I would like to extend my gratitude to Asia University and the Malaysian Employers Federation Academy for organizing this critical forum where we come together to chart a future free of corruption. But let me start my brief speech this morning with a question. But no worries, there will be no examination or marks to be given. So the question is, what kind of Malaysia do we want to live for the next generation? Whether a nation where business thrives with integrity, or one where corruption dictates success. And the answer is clear. We want a Malaysia where trust, fairness, and transparency are the foundation of governance and business in Malaysia. Malaysia has come a long way in its fights against corruption. Over the years, we have seen triumphs and challenges, but one key lesson remains unchanged. No strategy, no matter how comprehensive, can succeed without collective effort. History has shown us that when the government, private sectors, and civil society join forces, we can overcome even the most entrenched challenges. Today, we are gathered here to advance a shared vision, a Malaysia free from corruption, with compliance, strategy, and ethical standards guide us towards sustainable development and prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen, corruption is not merely a crime. It's a systemic failure that weakens institutions, erodes public trust, and increases the cost of doing business. It distorts market competition, deters investors, and reduces economic growth. It creates an uneven playing field, benefiting a few at the expense of the many. Even one act of corruption can bring down entire nations, organizations, and industries. The cost of inaction is simply too high and detrimental. Malaysia has made significant strides in the fight against corruption, but the journey is far from over. The National Anti-Corruption Strategy, NACS, which started from 2024 to 2028, builds on past reform and aims to propel Malaysia among the least corrupt countries globally. Under the Madani framework, governance, integrity, and transparency are key pillars of national development. Our government is committed to prevent corruption at its roots rather than merely responding to it after the scandals occur. Ladies and gentlemen, through this national anti-corruption strategy, the government is taking bold steps by the following. Number one, strengthening enforcement and compliance mechanisms. Number two, enhancing integrity and governance in both public and private sectors. Number three, empowering the community to take an active role in reporting and preventing corruption. Number four, institutionalizing integrity in education and leadership to shape ethical future generation. And last but not least, leveraging technology to improve transparency and accountability. Ladies and gentlemen, the government cannot fight the corruption alone. It requires collective effort and alliance that brings together the public sector, private corporation, and civil society. Compliance goes beyond merely avoiding penalties. It is about fostering an ethical culture that uplifts businesses and benefits the nation as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, the private sector is the backbone of the Malaysian economy and undeniably the engine of our economy. Corporate integrity and good governance are just not legal obligation. They are business imperatives. Business that prioritize transparency gain greater investor confidence, higher customer loyalty, and long-term profitability. A company's reputation for integrity and ethical conduct is not just an ideal, it is a strategic advantage. According to a global studies, 88% of customers trust and prefer companies with high integrity, and companies that embed ethical business practices see greater investor confidence, improve workforce morale, and enhance global competitiveness. Ethical business practices are no longer optional, they are competitive advantage for the companies. Furthermore, ethical corporate culture is more than a policy and framework. It is a mindset embedded into every aspect of business operation. Dear esteemed guests, the fight against corruption is not limited to big corporations. Small and medium enterprises account for approximately 98% of all businesses in Malaysia, which means small and medium enterprises have the power to influence supply chains and set industry-wide ethical business standards. In 2020, several leading corporations partnered with MACC to sign corporate anti-corruption pledges committing the ethical business practices. These companies implemented independent audits, internal controls, and anti-bribery policies, significantly enhancing their global reputation. How about SMEs? For SMEs, for small and medium enterprises, they can take simple but impactful steps, such as adopting a zero-tolerance bribery policy. And how about training? right? I know training is really costly right now, right, for SMEs. In reality, small and medium enterprises are just vulnerable to unethical practices, and definitely anti-corruption training is extremely important. There's no exception to SMEs and of course to the big corporation. A study by Association of Certified Fraud Examiners, ACFE, in 2024 shows that organization investing in fraud awareness training instills a culture of accountability, transparency, and enabling businesses to prevent corruption before it occurs. This study shows that organizations investing in fraud awareness training for their employees experience significantly lower losses and quicker fraud detection. The study also found that fraud prevention training can reduce corporate losses by up to 50%. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where collaboration with anti-corruption experts such as MACC is strategic move to build resilience against corruption risk. Small and medium enterprises can leverage MACC resources to strengthen their governance framework. Business must implement robust compliance programs and trainings to ensure transparency in procurement and decision making. And based on this proposition, MACC, through its training arm, Malaysian Anti-Corruption Academy, is willing to assist businesses, especially SMEs, in providing consultation and the necessary anti-corruption trainings. Of course, we will give you some discounts, right? For leaders in this room, your role is vital and cannot be overstated. Leaders must set the tone for ethical behavior. As the saying goes, the fish rots from the head down. Ethical leadership sets the tone for the entire organization. When leaders demonstrate integrity, the organization are likely to follow suit. Conversely, when leaders falter, the repercussion can be catastrophic. You have the power to inspire your teams, set higher ethical standards, and champion the principle of good governance. Preventing corruption is far more effective and less cost than addressing it after the fact. I urge each of you to take a proactive stance, conduct regular assessment, implement preventive measures such as audits and monitoring systems, leverage the resources and expertise of the experts to build a corruption-resistant organization. Your action have the power to create a domino effect, driving change across industries and sectors. Ladies and gentlemen, a Malaysia free from corruption is not just a dream. It is a goal within our reach. But achieving this vision requires all of us to work together, united by a shared commitment to ethics, compliance, and good governance. Fighting corruption is like building a bridge. Every company, every leader, and every individual here today represents a critical piece of that structure. Without your support, the bridge cannot stand. But together, we can create a solid path to a brighter future. Let us make the National Anti-Corruption Strategy 2024 to 2028 more than just a document. Let us together turn it into a movement. A movement where the private sectors lead the way in fostering a Malaysia that is fair, just, and free from corruption. Thank you.